British girl has been abducted.
Feel grave danger.
Hundreds of sightings, thousands of leads, a worldwide manhunt. All have yet to solve the disappearance of Madeleine McCann.
Every day, the search for Madeleine McCann seems to take a new twist.
The parents of Madeleine are no longer suspects. However, they are still without their daughter.
This one's a real mystery.
Now, with the official investigation shelved and still no answers,
It went terribly wrong.
the haunting evidence team takes over, stepping into the mind of the abductor
I see him.
to uncover the dark truth about what really happened to Madeleine.
You put her in the trunk of the car.
And the search for clues
Madeleine?
becomes a terrifying journey into the unknown.
Oh, man.
Just days shy of her 4th birthday, Madeleine McCann was quietly taken from her bed and has not been seen since. For investigators, the trail has run cold, but the haunting evidence team hopes to blow the case wide open.
Team, we've arrived in the streets of Praia de Luz, Portugal, where we will be investigating the May 3rd, 2007 disappearance of 3-year-old Madeleine McCann.
The British girl vanished while with her family on vacation in Portugal. Please continue to pray for Madeleine. She's lovely.
She'd been sleeping in her hotel room with her 2-year-old twin siblings while her parents had dinner at a restaurant across a courtyard.
A global publicity campaign was bolstered by a multi-million-dollar reward for information.
This is the Ocean Club. Behind us is the apartment where Madeleine disappeared from. I'd like the two of you now to separate and gather your initial impressions. Carla, I'd like you to walk up the street towards the apartment.
Okay.
Okay? And John, why don't we have you go around to the other side of the property?
Despite more than a year of active investigation, only one thing is known for sure. The Ocean Club is the last place Madeleine McCann was ever seen. John and Carla's mission is to find out what happened to her.
My process is going to have to be to try to come up with information that I don't know so that we can hopefully add something to the investigation. My psychic target here is I'd like to see that week leading up to the disappearance, and I'm getting an impression of a very, very happy child. I think that Madeleine was having a wonderful time here. I see her very happy, playful, outgoing child. That's what I get.
While John opens himself up to Madeleine's energy, Carla focuses in on one of the earliest twists in the official investigation.
Jerry and Kate, the parents.
Now, in a shocking development, Kate has been declared an official suspect. Jerry McCann called the allegations ludicrous.
When I get the family they're concerned with having a good time. They're here on holiday. Put the children down and then go hang with the adults. I think this is one of those places where you could just leave your doors open. Nobody's really gonna steal your things. You could feel pretty safe going down to the beach.
I see the parents laughing and smiling. There's nothing to indicate in the energy at all that they are about to meet with this tragedy. There's no forewarning at all. I feel this is a close family.
Look, I know that there was some concern that maybe they accidentally killed Madeleine and they were trying to cover this up. I I am not getting any of that. Any of that.
I know she was taken from that apartment and she's out there. And I want her back. I mean, that is all. I mean, everything else, I'm sorry, it's rubbish.
There's no accident.
Oh, I got a flash. Someone's carrying her. Someone comes into her room. Someone very deliberately and quickly comes into the room and carries her away.
You know what? I'm definitely getting intruder. I think he's been watching. He's been watching them for days now.
Coming up.
That's what I'm talking about.
I feel like that we're on to something.
The team's hunt for Madeleine uncovers deeply disturbing visions.
The vibes that I get are not good.
And later,
He's in the bedroom.
a chilling late-night reading leads the psychics to question whether or not Madeleine may still be alive.
Now an update on the mysterious disappearance of little Madeleine McCann. The British girl vanished while with her family on vacation in Portugal.
Someone claims they saw Madeleine McCann in Belgium and in Morocco and even as far away as Argentina.
Interpol is investigating this photograph. Two witnesses, unknown to each other, told the police they saw a little girl who looked like Maddie.
Despite reports of sightings from around the world, the Haunting Evidence team believes that Madeleine never actually left Portugal. To begin their search, John and Carla pursue separate leads. First, John meets with local expert Sheena Rockcliffe.
We're actually standing outside the church here, which was very pivotal in the days following Madeleine's disappearance. It was suggested that because the McCanns had a key to the church, if they had been involved in some catastrophe happening to Madeleine, that they had brought the body here.
My initial feeling right now is that it's not. The parents had nothing to do with it. And the vibrations that I get here are truly just one of fellowship here. I just get a feeling of a terrible intrusion, like some outsider has come, into their home. I got a very quick image of someone picking her up, and someone just walked off with her.
Why don't we now step out and take a drive and see for some of the other areas which were particularly pertinent.
Okay.
As John and Sheena head into the hills north of Praia de Luz, Carla meets with local investigative journalist Brendan De Beer at the place where Madeleine was last seen in public.
Well, basically, this is where Madeleine spent her final afternoon, really. And we know that most of the day was spent here on the beach, primarily in the company of her father, according to people that work at the restaurant.
She was laughing. She has a little laugh.
The person that was watching saw that.
Her laugh is what he heard, and it attracted him to turn around. And then he looked at her and he said, oh, this was only one of the places he had been watching her for a very short time now. Here's the thing. He snapped off a cell phone photo. Like he was making a call, but he snapped off a photo of her.
Carla hits upon information that was only just released, evidence that was not public knowledge until after the Haunting Evidence team left Portugal.
Breaking news now on the disappearance of Madeleine McCann. Sources say it's possible a pedophile ring made an order for a young girl 3 days before Madeleine McCann was taken. Somebody saw Maddie, took a photograph of her, and sent it to the purchaser.
There were many people around. It looked like he was making a call, and he just made his choice then.
Carla Carla and Brendan head to the daycare where Madeleine spent her mornings.
Madeleine was brought here every morning and she would be dropped off here at least until lunchtime, where they would come and take her back and spend the afternoon with the rest of the family.
You know, she liked having her independence. She liked it.
Well, I heard that quite a lot, actually. She was very grown up for her age.
Yeah.
Do you sense anything over here at all? No?
I see him taking notes. I see him taking notes on a small notepad. Their comings and goings, to see what their routine is, to see in general, what do they do? He's making the rounds. He's seeing what they do.
Meanwhile, John and Sheena track down the most compelling reported sighting of Madeleine. Sheena's son Mark leads the way.
Right, we're now going to make our way to the first petrol station on the motorway.
There was a reported sighting of a man and potentially a woman with a child who looked very similar to Madeleine.
That's the impression that I get, is that it was some other child. That's my first impression, that it was a mother and a father coming through with a child that resembled her in general. It was not Madeleine.
Just outside of town, Mark takes John to a campsite where an anonymous tip first led police.
To the left here is what's called Especia camping. It's one of the first locations the police came to search with the sniffer dogs.
My body doesn't register anything. I don't feel that this is where she is. I don't feel she was brought here.
So far, following the trail of the official police investigation has led John to a dead end. But as Carla heads further north, the path is becoming clearer.
Just gonna see if I can pick up Madeleine's energy here. No. But you know what? It fits, though. It's not trees so much, it's more dirt. It would have a sandy-like composition to the soil. That type of ground, much more landfillish to me, okay?
This is the sort of place we're looking for.
As Carla continues on the road out of Praia de Luz, her connection to Maddie grows stronger.
Slow down.
Yep, this is the village of Arau, where searches took place last summer. Following a tip-off, looking to try and find the spot that...
Yeah, look at that ground. That's what I was talking about. It looks almost sandy. See? Yeah, on the edges? That's what I'm talking about. That right there. Okay. This dirt right up here. Let's check this out. That whole area up there, what is that?
I have no idea, but it looks very man-made. It's definitely artificial.
What do you think it is? It looks close to what I had seen.
Filled with water. It's like a small dam.
Landfill. Weird. Weird that I say it and then we drive to places that look like what I had seen. I mean, I'm not saying that this is it, but this is like what I had seen.
Carla's psychic sensations may reveal crucial new facts about Maddie's disappearance. Patrick rushes to the location for a closer look.
This is EVP session number 1. We are starting at 5:45 p.m. I'm attempting to make contact with Madeleine McCann. Madeleine, can you tell us, are we on the right trail? Are we looking in the right areas? Can you give me a name of who took you from your family?
John's impressions also guide him north, where he picks up on an increasingly dark and dangerous energy.
As I'm on this road, the perpetrator is familiar with this road. That's my first impression, that she's not that far away. I don't know if it's this exact spot, but when I look at this, it feels familiar, like it would be some terrain like this. That's the impression that I'm getting.
Shall we have a little look?
Yeah, let's have a look. The terrain does look like my first impression of where we would find her. I feel like that we're onto something in the sense that the way the terrain looks like something that I have visualized of a hill with a drop-off. The land almost feels sad.
Little does John know, his search has brought him to the same obscure road north of Praia de Luz that Carla traveled earlier.
I hope that as I further investigate that I'll be able to get a better sense whether this is the exact right place or if it's just someplace like this. I'd like to go back to the McCann apartment tonight to see if I can get any additional impressions about what happened to Madeleine McCann.
Coming up, the team gets their first horrifying glimpse at what really happened to Madeleine McCann.
He goes into her room
as they cross over and experience her abduction through the eyes of her abductor.
Oh, man.
In July of 2008, Portuguese authorities suspended the search for Madeleine McCann. But for the haunting evidence team, the investigation remains very much alive.
Now I'd like to try to experience the situation here from the perpetrator's perspective.
John positions himself at the Holiday Apartment's main entrance, just across the courtyard from where the McCanns were when Madeleine was abducted.
I think that he has seen them in this area on the street. He has seen them go into the house. And he has seen the parents leave without the children.
Carla searches the surrounding area, hoping to pick up on any trace left by the suspect.
This street is too busy. He's not here. He never made it over this. It's too open. It's too busy. I don't get this at all. Nothing on this side of the street. I mean, you can see it all here, but I don't think that it's... He wasn't here. He wasn't on the side. He was looking between the buildings. He was in that little dark space. Got this weird sense. This was it right here. You walked, and I said, "What's going on here?" And then you walked, and I said, "What's going on here?" And then straight across is that tapas bar. Straight across. I think he's just checking to make sure that his way in was clear. Right before the crime, right before he went in to take Madeleine. I think this was a good vantage point for him.
She's alone, without parents. And he goes inside. Yeah, he goes into her room. He does look over his shoulder as he goes into the room. But he's very aware also of where the parents are. And he picks her up gently, and he very deliberately walks out with her. He's careful, but he's very alert. It all happens very quickly. He was not expecting to encounter any resistance. I don't know where he's going yet, because I just see him walking and disappearing. That's the image that I have. Madeleine was asleep, and she stayed sleeping as he carried her away. He walks away with her. it was that easy for him.
He's got a car waiting. No one's with him. I want to walk this way. I just want to see how long it takes to get to his car. Because I don't think it's very long. He's carrying Madeleine. I think he's like right here. I think he's parked in here somewhere. He's close. Here. He parked here. Oh my God. He parked here. Oh man, chills, baby. Ooh, my whole hand hurts. My whole hand hurts from the nerve endings. He parked here. The nerve endings on my fingers. This is kind of my litmus test. This is telling me it's ringing true.
Coming up,
You have to go north.
the psychics are hot on the trail of Madeleine McCann.
We are getting very close.
But as their visions intensify,
Oh my God.
a sinister storyline unfolds.
She's become a liability.
Everything goes black there.
Let the car take, and he went. This is the direction he went. He's not awake yet. He knows this. Dude, that in just tons of dirt. Okay, but I just know that plays in situation on this road of my life, right?
Letting her impressions guide her in a location just a few miles.
Where he stayed. This is scary. Streets are so like a hotel, something he says. What are these places? He's here. He's somewhere around. Does this mean anything?
No, here it belongs to rent-out rooms.
It's more like
On top of this building, they're rent in summer.
they did. So it's either this, maybe. On this side.
Carla's visions. Could this really be it lay after?
I don't even need to see what else is. Or this one. It's on this here. I got the feeling point.
John and Pattage Point.
I'm here. I'm plotting, and I can go ahead and lock on the GPS. Interested in Ethan's energy.
I'm gonna follow the car.
The sea is not involved.
I don't feel it. I don't see the impression I've got.
Right now, we're for the Ocean Club scene.
What fly over the Ocean Club is right now connected to the move travel where they're going. Where is the main road? This would be the main road, right?
Yes.
Drive for a little while on 3 or 4 turns before we have to looking for an hilly bushes.
Okay, John, we are main highway heading out of town. Are you still wanting to follow the road?
I want to make a right hand looking for that resembles irrelevant to in.
Suddenly, John's isolated compound of buildings.
Interested in this farm? It's an event, and I think tonight it might be a good house. As of more information,
Back on the ground, Patrick quickly lead.
We're less than a month.
Pinpointed 3 crucial the first, Madeleine, close to a which connects to both.
This evening. What you see.
The psychics trap Madeleine vanished, and what they reveal.
Carla?
It's just outside of Praia de Luz. The local miles from where and a
Sect, it could be another. If it appeared a case that it could be something paranormal in origin.
The stage set, the team is final.
John, concentrate. On May 3rd, our target location is the Ocean Club. Madeleine, beginning of the day. You tell me what you see.
I'm just and going down deep feelings of you or anything like
Perpetrator.
He's been following them for a couple of days, cataloging what they're doing. hears her laugh. Serenity sees it's her and he watches her for a little bit. If she didn't laugh, he would never have known she was there. He hears her laughing with her. It was the thing that made him pick her.
I see the children. There is a gathering of people at the moment. I hear the door opening.
Where he did some survey if they were coming home. Oh my god!
Temperature spike of about 10 degrees. That's the only that I've had all night here. They're flat. Baseline, they deviate.
And obviously...
I hear the door opening. A quick peek.
I think it was a glance and then a glance, making sure everything was...
Feel grave danger. An intruder.
He's in the bedroom.
To peek over to the side. Sleep. Narrow streets. There's a car.
He opens the
fetal position. She's right. He's starting the car. Oh, she's very deeply asleep. To peek
sort of
over to the side, walking narrow streets.
I drive that I took to turn right. I know where to turn left.
I'm going to be passing an egg. Seem to be swerving. I think I've gotten it.
He lifts her the same way out of the car. He secures her door. Don't worry. Like that. Don't worry.
That he's a friend.
It's early morning before she's shaking. No recollection of anything. No. A couple's bedroom, and she's in the other room, and he's watching TV. He's hearing the news of missing and the whole thing. He's starting to get anxious. Now, news is flying, media is everywhere. They're looking for him. They're going to be looking for Madeleine. I mean, it's just like he's stuck. So I'm taking the pillow, and he's not even looking when he's holding it down. He's not even he can't even look at it, and he just holds it down really tight over her nose and her mouth, and she struggles because he can't look while he's doing it. I see that he's got a really hard time looking at what he's doing, and he's killing her, taking her life.
She has gone of suffocation.
Madeleine McCann is no longer alive.
I got a V.
Shocking vision by suffocation to see if spirit remains.
People that took I think I've got with a. Did you tell the name? I think that's what it is.
It's got evident activity. John and Carla to death.
He had room. He teared up. Killer.
The emotion that I felt in him, as if he shocked at himself for action.
Bury the body.
As he's leaving, these bushes, trees are on now to this area. He has to. He just drives.
Working independently and being buried in a field.
And details for points to give to Lon. Carla, you apartment.
It's almost like a motel. It's more
rooms that yesterday. Further investigation.
Also the vehicle.
I see a medium size. There seems to be some sort. I, with reservation, inclined.
face?
He's shorter than me. I'm going to say 5'9". He has
The dark hair, he's got facial hair.
some photo. I don't think he's clean shaven. The nose,
Possibly Egyptian.
the chin seems low right here. They are brown. Feel 36 to 42. Something up shirt. He's someone who works locally in some of the Ocean Club for and who it is that was be a transient worker.
You see him, buddy.
Now I got D or is Lego. I don't know if that's a name or included because I saw
Beyond earthly boundaries, they have uncovered
Prior to Lucia, parents and relatives of Madeleine that could bring any result at all has got to be